Welcome to Daily Scripture Reading. Genesis chapter 40. This is the Amplified Version. Joseph interprets a dream. Now sometime later, the cupbearer, butler, and the baker for the king of Egypt offended their lord, Egypt's king. Pharaoh, Sesostris II, was extremely angry with his two officials, the chief of the cupbearers and the chief of the bakers. He put them in confinement in the house of the captain of the guard, in the same prison where Joseph was confined. The captain of the guard put Joseph in charge of them, and he served them, and they continued to be in custody for some time. Then the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were confined in the prison, both dreamed a dream in the same night, each man with his own significant dream, and each dream with its personal interpretation. When Joseph came to them in the morning and looked at them, he saw that they were sad and depressed. So he asked Pharaoh's officials who were in confinement with him in his master's house, "Why do you look so downhearted today?" And they said to him, "We have each dreamed distinct dreams, and there is no one to interpret them." So Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Please tell me your dreams." So the chief cupbearer told his dream to Joseph and said to him, "In my dream there was a grapevine in front of me, and on the vine were 3 branches. Then as soon as it budded, its blossoms burst open, and its clusters produced ripe grapes in rapid succession. Now Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup. Then I placed the cup into Pharaoh's hand." Then Joseph said to him, "This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches represent 3 days. Within 3 more days, Pharaoh will lift up your head, present you in public, and restore you to your position. And you will again put Pharaoh's cup into his hand, just as you did when you were his cupbearer. Only think of me when it goes well with you, and please show me kindness by mentioning me to Pharaoh, and get me out of this house. For in fact, I was stolen from the land of the Hebrews by unlawful force. And even here I have done nothing for which they should put me in the dungeon." When the chief baker saw that the interpretation of the dream was good, he said to Joseph, "I also dreamed, and in my dream there were 3 cake baskets on my head, and in the top basket there were some of all sorts of baked food for Pharaoh. But the birds of prey were eating these foods out of the basket on my head." Joseph answered, "This is the interpretation of it. The 3 baskets represent 3 days. Within 3 more days, Pharaoh will lift up your head and will hang you on a tree, gallows, pole, and you will not so much as be given a burial, but the birds will eat your flesh." Now on the 3rd day, which was the Pharaoh's birthday, he released the 2 men from prison and made a feast for all his servants. And he lifted up the head of the chief cupbearer and the head of the chief baker, that is, presented them in public among his servants. He restored the chief cupbearer to his office, and the cupbearer once again put the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But Pharaoh hanged the chief baker just as Joseph had interpreted the meaning of the dreams to them. Yet even after all that, the chief cupbearer did not remember Joseph, but forgot all about him. The end. God bless you, and thank you for joining me today.